I try to make it seem like I'm just getting this out, but I know all the moves. I know every little piece of it.
1, 2, 3. It's just here. Just go here.
This is what a Louis C.K. joke looks like. It's a short one, only 207 words, but they're 207 words that are chosen very purposefully, practiced until every one counts for something. Today I want to go through this joke beat by beat and explore how Louis C.K. constructs and performs his comedy.
My girls are 6 and 9 now. They're actually a really exciting age because they're learning to do some cool stuff. I play Monopoly with my kids. That's really fun.
Every joke has to have a premise, an idea that the inevitable punchline will snap comedically into place. The premise should be really clear, whether it's implied as in some one-liners or stated outright. As Chris Rock once said,
a lot of comedians have great jokes and they don't like, why isn't this working? It's not working because the audience does not understand the premise.
In this case, the premise has two parts, accomplished in two sentences. First, Louis is playing Monopoly with his daughters, and second,
my 9-year-old, she can totally do Monopoly. The 6-year-old actually totally gets how the game works, but she's not emotionally developed enough to handle her inevitable loss in every game of Monopoly.
The second part of this premise is beautifully structured, because besides very lucidly delivering the premise that this joke is going to be how a 6-year-old girl learns what it means to lose in Monopoly, Louis actually gets some laughs out of this sentence by the addition of a couple words and a strategic rhythm. I mean, the simplest way to end this sentence is to say that she's not emotionally developed enough to handle losing at Monopoly. But instead he says,
to handle her inevitable loss in every game of Monopoly.
In this way, Louis adds two little comedic surprises in the premise and makes sure to include a pause so that each can be appreciated in their own beat.
To handle her inevitable loss in every game of Monopoly. Because a Monopoly loss is dark. It's heavy.
Comedians like Louis C.K. are experienced enough to master not only their own delivery, but where the laughs will occur in their jokes and how to deal with them. Telling a joke is like riding a wave of feeling, and if you watch Louis C.K.'s comedy, you'll see that during laughs, what he does is emphasize his last line. He doesn't give the audience new information, he augments the information just given. It's something that he actually learned how to do brilliantly from Jerry Seinfeld.
I'm opening for Jerry in front of like 1,200 or 2,500 people, and people are applauding bits, and I had never encountered that, and I didn't know how to handle it. I asked Jerry what to do, and he said, you stay in the bit. You stay in the bit they're reacting to. If you're angry, and that's why they're applauding, you stay in that energy. Because a Monopoly loss is dark. It's heavy. It's not like when you lose at, Candyland. Oh, you got stuck in the fudgy thing, baby. Oh, well, you're in the gummy twirlios and you didn't get to win.
The choice of Candyland here, though Louis acts as if it was pulled out of thin air, is the perfect counterpoint to Monopoly. It's visual. The game pops straight into your mind as an object of colorful innocence. The dramatization and the funny voice is also performed like it was spontaneously made up, but the words and the images he uses, like fudgy thing and gummy twirlios, are carefully chosen to enhance that visual sense. Louis is never not in control, and that's important because since the premise has been so strongly set up and the counterpoint drawn out so vividly, the laughs that Louis gets here are actually laughs in anticipation of a punchline not yet said. The audience is already imagining how dark the Monopoly loss is going to be. Just watch how he gradually increases these anticipatory laughs like the audience is a fiddle to the final three-word punchline.
But when she loses at Monopoly, I gotta look at her little face and I go, okay, so here's what's gonna happen now, okay? All your property, everything you have, all the railroads, your houses, all your money, that's mine now. Gotta give it all to me. Give it to me. That's right.
One thing Louis doesn't get recognized for enough, in my opinion, is his ability to dramatize in his jokes. When he acts out this conversation with his daughter, the light touch he gives, especially with that hand movement right on the punchline, really locks the audience into the space where he wants them to be. The audience needs to see this situation from a 6-year-old perspective for it to work, and if he succeeded, the tags, or the 2 additional punchlines that follow, will be that much more devastating and hilarious.
And no, you can't play anymore, see, because even though you're giving me all of that, it doesn't even touch how much you owe me. Doesn't even touch it, baby. You're going down hard, it's really bad.
Casting the audience in the perspective of a 6-year-old is important for another reason, because I think on a deeper level, Louis is actually trying to make a comment here on the actual ruthlessness of the economy we live in, where property really is taken away from people, sometimes by monopolistic interests with debt to spare. That's the thing his daughter is not emotionally developed enough to comprehend, and when we see it through her eyes, the reality seems even darker than it usually does, especially in the final tag.
All you've been working for all day, I'm gonna take it now, and I'm gonna use it to destroy your sister. I mean, I'm gonna ruin her. It's just mayhem on this board for her now.
You know, more than anything else, I think I'm obsessed with articulation, with the magic of putting things just the right way. There are 207 words in this joke, and not a single one is wasted. They're used either in meaning or in rhythm to contribute to the overall effect, an effect that lets us see the world from a different angle, and more importantly, makes us laugh. Like great poetry, great stand-up comedy is language distilled to its most potent form. And these days, few people distill it better than Louis C.K. Hey everybody, thanks for watching, and thank you to the Great Courses Plus for sponsoring this episode. If you love learning, which I do, obviously, the Great Courses Plus is a subscription on-demand video learning service, which essentially means that it's got great college-level lecture series online about 7,000 subjects, literature, math, science, how to be a better photographer, whatever, from some great Ivy League and university professors. I'm learning something right now about how great science fiction works, because if there's a course in science fiction, I'm going directly for it. If you go to thegreatcoursesplus.com/nerdwriter, there's a link in the description for that. You can get a free month. It's $14.99 per month after that. It's just a great service if you want to sort of take some cool lecture series. Thank you so much for that. Also, Nerdwriter t-shirts. Finally, I figured these out. I really wanted to get the right color and the right feel so you would want to actually wear them outside and inside. And DFTBA figured it out in the best way. You can go there and buy one of these. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see all of you next Wednesday. I did it!